run without any problems.
Into the last 10 seconds before the start of the 49th Berlin Marathon 2023.
3, 2, 1, go!
We are underway. 48,000 runners, each with their own goals, their own objectives, their own backstories, their own reasons for running. The pressure is off. Kipkemboi in the red is behind him. What a race he's had. It will bring him home in a few minutes, but he's almost there. The finish line is there. The last few meters for Eliud Kipchoge. A different race here in Berlin for the first time, but it's victory number 5 for Eliud Kipchoge. 2:02.40 the winning time. The world record not bothered today, but he won't mind. He moves ahead of Haile Gebrselassie with a 5th victory in total in Berlin. That's 16 wins in 19 marathons. And what about the story here for our second placer? Brilliant performance, Vincent Kipkemboi, his first ever marathon. No wonder he's celebrating. What a moment for the youngster. Yes, that's all about marathon running. Well done to Kipkemboi. And Tadesse Tekele comes home in 3rd. The 2 debutants, 2nd and 3rd. Tekele from Ethiopia, the 21-year-old, comes home in 3rd place.
This is not racing, this is an exhibition performance from the Ethiopian. The reigning champion, the defending champion, the champion to be surely in just a few minutes' time. 2 hours, 4 minutes on the clock. Her projected winning time now has been gradually coming down towards 2:12. Her 39th kilometre was a 3:07, and that gave her a projected winning time of 2:12.07. And look at this, 1 minute 47 inside the world record. Brigid Kosgei's performance has been, threatened, but not broached since 4 years ago, 2019 in Chicago, when she lopped well over a minute off the long-standing, fabulous world record of Paula Radcliffe. Well, now the world record of Brigid Kosgei is about to be resigned to history, because this will be the world record holder, surely in just a very few minutes' time, about 7 minutes away. Tigista Safer through 40k in 2:05.14, 2:05.13. There is the first German, yes.
Emmanuel Petros coming home in 2:04.59. So he said he was on 2:04 shape. It's a huge personal best. He's taken over a minute off his previous lifetime best on debut in Berlin, and surely has qualified for Paris next year in the Olympic Games. Well done to Emmanuel Petros, the German number 1.
Through 40k then in 2:05.14. Brigid Kosgei went through 40k in 2:07.11. She's 1 minute 57 seconds ahead of Brigid Kosgei, and still looking strong. The shoulders, the arms maybe beginning to roll from side to side a little bit more. Jared Ward there. Well, he was 6th in the Rio Olympic Games, was Jared Ward, coached by my old mucker, my old friend Ed Eyestone, great marathon runner and 10,000 metre runner of years gone by. Jared Ward, the supremely cerebral marathon racer. Now in the latter years of his career, he would be the first to admit that. But here, chasing the leading woman, I wonder if pride will make him stick with her and ease past her once they're through the Brandenburg Gate. Gebre is of the 3 is the one who's had to do the hard running. Gebru, the pacemaker, really straining here to help her Safer through these final few kilometres to the finish line. Chris, she is trusting, relying upon Gebru. They're linked together there by a band no more than about a metre long. She is stuck with him kilometre after kilometre, and he has been the most wonderful, wonderful lead for her.
Well, he's done all the heavy lifting, hasn't he? And he's made it relatively straightforward for her. But he looks as though he's really suffering now, and he's just gesturing, and maybe he's about to move and give her clear daylight. Approaching 41 kilometres, they've got just 2 more turns before they come into Unter den Linden. And as we saw with Eliud Kipchoge, once that final turn is negotiated and the Brandenburg Gate comes into view, then the heart can lift. and then you know you're home.
Well, the first time 2:20 was broken for the marathon was here in Berlin. Naoko Takahashi back in 2001 for Japan, winning with 2:19.46. Now, there are no less than 65 women who have broken 2 hours 20 for the marathon. Jared Ward there to the left of picture, just striding out, feeling strong, maybe feeling he was almost hypnotised by sticking behind Assefa when he knew he could go a little bit quicker. But it matters not a jot, because Gebru, rightly there, saying to Assefa, come on, move to the fore, get the glory yourself. I think he's very aware here that maybe he's sort of hogging the camera shot, and it's not his fault. World record 2:14.04, you can see bottom right of picture there by Bridget Kosgei. That back in Chicago on the 13th of October 2019 was a historic improvement. The world record prior to that was Paula Radcliffe's 2:15.25 in London back in 2003. Well, it's about to take another massive jump, a bigger jump even than Kosgei managed 4 years ago, and we never thought we'd see that, Chris.
No, we didn't. I think the gesturing is to make sure that she sticks to the shortest line, the blue line, making sure she doesn't waver even by a few centimeters. There is again, pointing to the blue line. That's your line, and there's the prize, and there's the Brandenburg Gate.
The Brandenburg Gate then beckons for Tigist Assefa, the 2022 champion, who in winning 12 months ago in 2:15.37 became the third fastest woman in history, is going to be the 2023 champion, but it's a very different story. She's running here towards a place in the history books. She's running towards a new world record, and she's going to better the world record of Bridget Kosgei from 4 years ago in Chicago by possibly more than 2 minutes. At 41k, her clocking for the kilometre was 3:03. Her projected time 2:12.01. Now, if she can rally these last few hundred metres, could she break the 2:12 barrier? Unheard of improvement from this woman, Tigist Assefa, 29 years old, in only her third ever marathon. There's Gebru, her pacemaker, who has done such a marvellous job. He's coached her through, coaxed her through, and now she approaches the Brandenburg Gate. It will be her retaining of the title here in Berlin, and he gestures her on with a wave there, almost a push through the Brandenburg Gate and into the glorious Berlin sunshine for Tigist Assefa. Look at the clock, 2:11 on the clock. She's got 300 metres to go. Can she get under 2:12? I think she can. She's going to better the world record, possibly here, by over 2 minutes. She's striding away now. This is the young girl who many years ago, back in 2014, ran 54 seconds for 400, a world-class 1:59 for 800 metres. And today, she becomes world record holder in the marathon, surely. A couple hundred metres to run. Tigist Assefa takes the world record to Ethiopia, snatches it from the grasp of Bridget Kosgei of Kenya from 4 years ago in Chicago. A few metres to go, still no smile, still that focus, and the world record is hers. And look at the clock, 2 hours 11:52. Unofficially, history is made. It is writ large in spectacular manner here in Berlin. 2:11:52. Let that sink in. I love it. Stops her own watch, maybe some 30 seconds or so too late, Chris said. And she is hurting. She looks mortal, and that is almost reassuring for some of us who have been there in years gone by. She is working so hard for this time, and it's not far outside her lifetime best. A brilliant second there for Sheila Chepkirui in Berlin. And that official second place time for Sheila Chepkirui. And this is, again, has been a lonely run for her through the latter stages. Stressed, No time for smiling from her. Magdalena Shauri of Tanzania from the Arusha club takes third place. Here it is again, the winning form of Tigist Assefa, crossing the line in 2 hours 11 minutes 53 seconds, lopping 2 minutes and 11 seconds off what itself was a fabulous world record by Bridget Kosgei back in 2019. In 4 years, it now leaps forward over 2 minutes, and dare I say...
Yeah, 2:02.42, the important number for Eliud Kipchoge this morning in terms of time, but confirmation that that was his 5th victory in Berlin. Congratulations too for the two new boys, Vincent Kepkemoi from Kenya in his first ever marathon, 2:03.13, and Tadessa Tekeli, the young Ethiopian, coming through in third place. Confirmation of the German, Amanal Petros, coming through, 2:04.58 on the first page there, the first German home. And excellent performances also from the likes of Henrik Pfeiffer, who was on the press conference. The third German home, Samuel Fitfi, 2:08.23.
Fabulous running from Chepkirui for second place. They're a tired-looking Sheila Chepkirui for Kenya. Magdalena Shauri broaching new ground, the Tanzanian there, 2:18.41 to make it onto the rostrum. And the first 8 women home going under 2:20. Brilliant packing from the Ethiopians in particular in the top 10. Good running too from Delvine Maringo, the former Kenyan for Romania in 12th place, 2:23. The German Dominika Meyer in 14th, the first German home. She may well too have run herself into a place in the German Olympic team. Fabienne Schlumpfluck, 2:25.27 in 15th for Switzerland and the Americans.